We've brought together 50 bankruptcy attorneys, one from every state.
Can I keep my car?
What about my house?
Can I rebuild my ACE, my
How does the
341
means
meeting?
test work?
Whether you're drowning in debt or just treading water, our panel is here to handle the questions that keep you up at night. Real answers from lawyers who do this every day. If you want to be connected with a lawyer in your state for a free consultation, see the link in the description.
Crucial for anyone who needs to get to work. What happens to your ride or your car during a Chapter 7 bankruptcy? Jonathan Smith from Washington.
People always ask, can I keep my car if I do a Chapter 7 bankruptcy? And generally speaking, the answer is yes. The first question I always ask is, are you current on your payments, or can you get current prior to filing? If you are current on your payments, then generally speaking, you just keep making your payments and you'll be able to keep your car right through the bankruptcy, right until you pay it off, at which time they'll send you the title and you'll be just fine. The next question is whether or not you have any equity in the car. Equity is when the car is, say, worth $20,000 and you owe the bank $6,000. Well, you have $14,000 in equity in the car. Under the Washington state exemptions, you have $15,000 worth of vehicle exemption applicable to one vehicle for each person. So in this scenario, you apply the $15,000 exemption to your $14,000 of equity, and you're fully covered and you get to keep the car. Now, what happens if you only owe $4,000 or you don't owe anything on that $20,000 vehicle? Well, then we apply the $15,000 exemption, but there's still $5,000 that's not exempt. Well, there's a wild card exemption that each person filing bankruptcy can use for $10,000, and they can apply it to this vehicle or any other vehicle. So if your beloved Harley isn't your daily commute, you don't use your exemption for your Harley, you can use the wild card to cover the Harley Davidson and keep that covered as well. Many banks will ask you after you file bankruptcy if you will do a reaffirmation. They really like that. I, generally speaking, shy away from it, but the way I explain it is if you are current on your payments, they can't come get it. And if you do fall behind in your payments and they come get it and you didn't reaffirm, they can't come after you for anything. But if you do reaffirm it post-petition, now you're stuck and you are owing the full amount on it. And if you fall behind on the car and they come repossess it, they're going to come after you for the full amount. So if you don't reaffirm and a year from now you decide, I don't want this thing, the engine just fell out or something that happens, you can just walk away from it and you don't owe a dime. You can also do what's called a redemption. That's where maybe if you are upside down in the vehicle, 20 grand upside down, and you really want to keep this car for some reason, you can purchase the car from the lender for the actual value on a post-petition loan, which I could hook you up with, and then you get to keep the vehicle. It's very rare. I rarely do redemptions. The last option, of course, if you're upside down in the vehicle, is just to surrender it. Many people just decide they're going to walk away from it. I will also give you information on purchasing a car from a company that sells cars to people who have just filed bankruptcy. And you can often get a better car for less money at a reasonable interest rate and replace that car that you're severely upside down in. Yep, you can usually keep your vehicle if you want to, but if you don't want to, you can just get rid of it and move on and get it out of your life. Okay, but that covers the Washington state exemptions. If, however, we end up filing you under the federal exemptions, which I do less often, then you get a federal car exemption of $5,025. You also have a wild card there, and the wild card is $1,675. So obviously these numbers are much lower. However, on the federal exemptions, there's also the ability to apply unused homestead exemption, which can go up to $15,800 per person or $31,575 for a couple to apply to one vehicle each. So using the federal exemptions can sometimes also be another way to go, although I tend to use Washington state exemptions primarily.
Up next, we go inside a car dealership that specializes in bankruptcy, or watch 5 reasons bankruptcy may be a bad idea.